Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have some fun updates to share with you guys about Donald Trump's social media platform, his MAGA propaganda site. It continues to fail hard. And it's losing way more money still than what they're taking in. And the stock price, I have to say, I'm going to show you guys, it's hashtag sad in all caps. So here's the deal. Here's what's going down besides the stock price. Trump Media and Technology Group, they just posted their second quarter, quote unquote, earnings. um, they posted a nearly $20 million loss for the second quarter. Trump Media, who, for those who don't know or who aren't familiar with this, that's the parent company of Trump's failing social media platform, Truth Social. So this site and the company has just been losing money hand over fist. They have lost tens of millions of dollars. It could even be in the hundreds of millions at this point since the inception of the company. And the earnings have just been utterly pathetic. For such a large company that's spending so much, that has such well-known figures, especially Donald Trump at the top of it, it's sad. Again, it's hashtag sad. In other words, it's a typical Trump business, right? Just doing poorly, losing money, a waste. Their second quarter report shows earnings of just over $883,000. So nearly 20 million loss, 883,000 and change in income. And what's funny is that, and let me bring this up for you so you understand that I'm not making this up. So again, almost a $20 million loss. So what's funny is that friendly media, Trump friendly media, they're trying to spin this as a win. One news outlet made this big deal about, this is an increase of 5.5% in income compared to the second quarter of 2024. And then they did have to admit, though, that the losses keep growing on a year-over-year basis. So, for instance, they showed the second quarter loss for last year, for 2024, was 16.4 million. This year, again, it jumped to 19.7 million. And then the company is trying to put this positive spin on this news. They pointed out that, we have assets that total 3.1 billion. Well, 2.4 billion of that 3.1 is comprised of Bitcoin. They made this massive Bitcoin purchase. They raised a bunch of money and then used it to buy Bitcoin. In my opinion, Bitcoin is a fictitious currency, right? It's not tied to the government. There's no backing to it by the Fed. It's used by criminals. It's used by tax cheats. I mean, it's used to skirt all kinds of laws. So, it totally tracks for Trump and his family, but I don't think most people invest in a company based on the value of fake money, right? I mean, they usually want to see a tangible asset. They want to see a product or a service. Also, here's my thought is that Trump is misunderstanding his consumer. Like anytime you're trying to market a product, you need to understand what it is your customer wants, needs, what their, feelings are, what they're comfortable with. A lot of the people who had money and invested that money into DJT stock, they were older MAGA Republican men and women. They're not the target audience for Bitcoin. Most older adults, they want safety, they want security. So they're not out there buying cryptocurrency, right? They want the federal government backstopping their money in case something happens, not the Wild West of fake currency. So, these are people who are investing in what they know, what they're familiar with. Having said that, take a look at this. So the stock price took a hit after this quarterly report was issued. It was not doing great to start with. As you guys all know, I've been tracking this on a regular basis, so I'm going to run you through these numbers. So this was June 20th, just, less than 2 months ago. The stock price, as you can see, was 1783. Okay, I can't move it down to show you guys the low, but anyway, 1783 was where it was at that day. On July 3rd, so just about a month later, or excuse me, July 31st, this dipped down to 1746. The low this day was 1746. It ended up at 1759, or excuse me, it closed out the day at 1777, but sometime during that day it was 1759. Then it inched, like I said, inched back up to 1777, closed out that day. Yesterday, it dipped below $17. As of today, it has basically bottomed out. So as you can see here, 1642 is what this stock is now going for. The low today was 1636. So just absolutely abysmal. And not much higher than the low that it hit. You guys might recall, as you can see on the right-hand lower portion of your screen, 1175. That's where it dipped down to right before the election. And remember, some people paid almost $80 a share. So when this company first went public, it was almost $80 a share. And the biggest Kool-Aid drinkers, they honestly believed that the stock was going to get into like the hundreds and thousands of dollars range. I know that they did. I know they still, more recently thought this because I've seen them in the comment section of this channel. They're always talking about how rich they're going to be, how much money they're going to make. And then check this out. So this happened back in June. Trump tried to juice the value of this stock. He did a buyback. So Trump media at this time approved a $400 million stock buyback. That didn't even boost the price. And then just a couple days later, check this out, Forbes reported that one of the 7 Trump board members, or not Trump board members, but Trump media board members, one of them has now sold almost all of his stock. So he sold more of his stock in June. This is most significant because this board member is Eric Swider. So Swider, for those who don't know, he is one of the people who spearheaded the public offering for Trump media. So he clearly just did this so he could cash out. He was also, at one point, the CEO of the blank check company, the SPAC, SPAC, named Digital World Acquisition Corp. So that's the firm that merged with Trump Media and helped to take it public. And since November, since Donald Trump won the election, Swider has sold all but 17,500 of his shares. He started off with 153,000. So he's now down to basically 17,000. That he was handed 153,000 shares when the deal closed. So in total, they said that Swider has now made $4.8 million off of this deal. That's according to Forbes. The amount of grift, the amount of corruption, the scamming surrounding Trump and his presidency, it is truly unheard of. This is so unprecedented. It is so stomach churning. But a ton of people got wealthy off of this. They're still milking it. They're still making money. It's sickening. And yet, if you look at polling, people are saying by and large, oh, Democrats, they're so corrupt. They're far more corrupt than Republicans. Really? Really? So many uninformed people out there, just completely, just underinformed, uninformed, low information voters. So anyway, guys, get this information out there. Help me spread it around. Please like this video, share it with everyone you know. Become a subscriber if you have not. If you can donate, I truly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.